Hello again, Kidstown. Welcome back to another Bible story time. This week we are in 2 Kings chapters 22 and 23. We're going to be reading about a little boy who became king when he was only 8 years old. He grew into a very wise man, and he did things that pleased God. And it's my prayer that when you grow up, you'll do the same. Let's enjoy this story together. Lost and Found, taken from 2 Kings chapters 22 and 23 from the perspective of Josiah. Imagine if you got to be in charge of everything. You could make all the rules, boss everyone around, and do whatever you wanted to do. That's exactly what happened to me. I became king of Israel when I was 8 years old. That's a lot of power for a little kid like me. But even though I could do whatever I chose, there was one thing I wanted to do more than anything else: honor God. When I was older, I started a plan to restore God's temple, the building where the people worshipped God. No one had used it for years and years, and it was a dusty, dirty mess. While the people were fixing the temple, the priest found a scroll inside that had all of God's rules. It had been lost and forgotten for who knows how long. My secretary read it to me, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Yikes! My people had not been obeying God the way we were supposed to. This scroll told us that God was so angry, he was going to punish us badly. I was so upset. I cried and tore my clothes. What could we do? Right away, I sent my officials to talk with the prophet Huldah. She was wise, and I hoped she might help us. She said that because I was sorry, and since I was truly sad when I heard the news, God would not punish us during my lifetime. God had helped me discover his scriptures. Now I knew what I needed to do. I brought all the people together and read all of God's rules. Then I pledged to obey God for the rest of my life. I destroyed all the altars, shrines, and idols to all the fake gods. I cleaned house. Now God's rules were our rules. The Lord was our God, and I spent the rest of my days as king, loving and honoring God the way he wanted us to in the first place. Being a king is harder than you think, and being a kid king is even harder. All along, I knew I couldn't do a good job without God's help. I never read God's holy scriptures until I was 26 years old, but once I had read them, I knew I needed to obey them. And now I'm close to God. I listen to God, pray to God, worship God, and think about God all day. I know God loves me and will always be my friend. Growing close to God is way better than being a king, so I try to stay close to God by reading his book, the Bible, every day. You can too. Try to read one of God's stories every day.